a person's level is like pitch. Hear that? You gotta hear that. There was a little echo in it. Let's bow our head before you get into this. Father, as we examine your word, we get to a very important topic. Idols is the big one. Throughout history, throughout the beginnings of mankind, we think of the Tower of Babel, down through history, we think of the history of Israel, Lord, and their struggle with the problem. We think about it down to our day in the 21st century and beyond. And I really do pray your spirit to be here for us as we talk about this, if we can touch it. And we need to be empathetic and sympathetic with each other on any issue in our lives personally. So I pray, Jesus, as we open up your word again, as we look, we examine what you've told us, Lord, not Mount Sinai. You'll touch our hearts. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I pondered this topic over and over again, many times before. It's tough. We look at the Ten Commandments as kind of, you will not this and you will not that, is the typical way of seeing it. But you have to understand that here you've got Israel at Mount Sinai. We see this pictures in the National Geographic, where it has the volcano exploding in its freeze frame. And the puff of smoke is locking it, and you see the lightning going through it. You have to Google it. It's very incredible to see. Google volcanic eruptions, freeze frame, and lightning flew through it. And the Bible says that there was a pillar of cloud and smoke, and the people trembled at the base of the mountain. Moses did too, because it was an incredible sight to see. It would have freaked me out. The mountain shook as God was telling his people his law. But he gets to the first one. I'm going to start with verse 1. Why does it make this statement? And God spoke all these words, saying. No one was left up to interpret what God was going to spit out of his own mouth, out of his 10 commandment law. No one. It's not for you to interpret Moses. There's no interpretation, there's no translation. It's all south. This is how I'm going to write it. This is what I said. He puts it down. Then he says, I am the Lord, and the King James says, thy God. That's Old English. The new one, Orlando said, was your God. Now, I like this because that's personal. Your God is a personal possession. It's a possessive. This is a covenantal relationship Israel has gotten into. God has made all the preparations. So you have to look at this as some amazing, in the context of marriage, a covenantal marriage between Israel, the bride, and God, the bridegroom. And so God has every right to say, I am the Lord, your God, because I'm just the guy that brought you out of Egypt. I'm the guy that almost brought Egypt off the face of the map for you. It's personal. I sent down 10 plagues in Egypt for you. I split the Red Sea for you. In Exodus 16, I rained down manna, bread out of heaven, angels' food, which would be like what? For you. And then when that wasn't enough, you wind up quail because you wanted chicken, or turkey, or quail, as it says in the Bible, and I gave you 3 feet of it for you. And then I also gave you water out of a rock. And now we're at the base of the mountain. You're going to listen. He says, I am the Lord your God. And he has 2 points. One, in thunderous, mountainous, explosive power of divine authority, you better believe you should tremble. But at the same time, I am the personal God that loves you, that came down for you to show forth my power and glory, so you can serve me. You have to understand this. This is a marriage relationship. The perfect analogy is getting married. And he's taking his bride out of the mess. And the God who took his bride out of the mess has not only, like a good gentleman, but back in the day, they used to take out their jackets, so now you put the jacket in money clothes, lady all across it. I love that one. It's great. He's such a gentleman. God did the same thing. He split the Red Sea. You went across on dry ground. I gave you food. I prepared a table for you. So the husband is planning the whole trek through to Sinai, and even says, I have a home prepared for you in Canaan. Do you get the analogy? Amen. Are you seeing it? It's beautiful. It's all there. But then he keeps going. We're not done. I am the Lord your God, which have brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Some translations say slavery, which is appropriate, the same thing. We use the analogy here too. Egypt represents sin and slavery. I have just brought you out of sin and slavery to come with me. Are you still following me? This is what Egypt represents. Egypt had a pantheon of gods. They have Anubis, they have Ra, they have Osiris, Horus, Set, Lilith, on. Anubis, the god of death, Ra, the god of the sun, the chief god, and of course Pharaoh is considered a god man. And then God decided to show that you aren't. And I'm going to wipe you almost off. And Pharaoh gets humbled. It still doesn't humble him. So he goes after Egypt, and he goes after Israel. People are running, his bride is running, but you will have no other God before me. And ponder that. We don't have Anubis anymore. We don't have Athena in Rome, or Zeus, or Jupiter, and the list goes on and on. The question would be, what do we have? Is the question. And it goes on. I lost my spot. You will not make unto me any graven image. Again, context, back in the day, idols, images, what happened at the base of the mountain? What did Israel do? You're going to go calf. You got to ponder this for a minute and put yourself in their shoes. Think. 400 years in Egypt. Just got out. You saw all this wonders, miracles, powerful miracles, and we don't. That's not our day. We don't see that. Not like that. Like a grand scale. Massive. And you get to the base of the mountain. You just heard me tell you my law, the rules of the house. And you're at the base of the mountain doing something wrong. Then you have to ask yourself, would I have done the same thing? Would I have been the same as them? Questions up a few. What would have been my reaction? Most of them there for a while, but things dead. 40 days? Where'd he go? Poof. God must have eradicated him. I don't know. But they got bored. Well, and Aaron gives in. And so it makes me again ponder the idea of we can be so steeped in idolatry, we don't recognize it. We don't. And that's scary. Something else takes a priority. And it goes on. Or any lights of anything that is in heaven, or that is in the earth, or anything that is in the water under the earth. He covered the whole gamut. You can't make an angel. You can't carve it out. You can't have it before you. You can't have a cow on earth. I just made that one. You can't have a fish in the sea. The Nile was sacred in Egypt. It was a god. Over in India, the Ganges is considered sacred. And it's one of the most filthiest rivers in the whole world. They bathe in it, they brush their teeth in it, they do everything else in it, and it's bad. But it's considered sacred. We won't go there. You will not bow down yourself to them nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a what? Yes. And I love this word too. Words are important, especially in the context. Now, in a covenant relationship, you have this God who has taken his bride out of Egypt, out of slavery, out of sin. You can't have anything else before you, dear. Hold on. I don't know about that. Okay. You can't. Like this. Here's an analogy. You trick your wife out to Olive Garden. Creamy chicken Alfredo, whatever, with sauce, or vegan, whatever you want, doesn't matter. Lacto, doesn't matter. Or keto, doesn't matter. And you bring your wife there, and you go to freshen up. Use the bathroom for me, and I come back up and I see one of the waiters getting fresh with my wife. What do we do? Excuse me, sir. That's my wife. Mine. This is the wife, yours, mine. It's not somebody else's. It's not the golden cow. It's not the Niles. It's not the Ganges. It's mine. Move, please. And this is the whole issue. God says you can't have anybody else. You're mine. And I am yours. This is intimate, folks. This is deep. And then he goes on to say, why? Because I'm jealous. There's a wrong jealousy and a right jealousy. There is. And in that context of marriage, there's a right jealousy. You don't touch her. You can reverse the order too. You see the waitress getting fresh with your man, lady, you better get jealous. Why? Because if you don't care about the covenant. You don't care about the covenantal relationship. And God has made this and says, you can't have anybody else. And then I read this. I gotta share this with you. This book by Kyle Idleman, getting the endorsement on the back. Lee Strobel, you ever heard of him? Case for Christ. Lee Strobel, he endorsed it. Mike Huckabee, he endorsed it. On the front, Max Lucado. We're familiar with Max Lucado, right? Famous biblical writer and stuff like that. But let me show this a thought here with you that he put down in pen in here. It's a profound book. It's very simple though, and this guy gets it, and he's not an evidence. Not an evidence. What idols do we have in our lives? Is the question. And I had to sit back and go. Okay. Let me just see it. I had to know. It wouldn't be hard to make a case that our cultural obsession with entertainment is essentially a Syrian religion. Read it again. Read it again. I'm glad you asked. It wouldn't be hard to make a case that our cultural obsession with entertainment is essentially a surrogate religion. Oh, you got me there, sir. He's going. Well, let's stay with sports specifically for a minute. Charles S. Prebish, professor of religious studies at Pennsylvania State University, not evidence, doesn't believe our passion for it is like religion. He flat out says it is one. Straight up, he says America's newest and fastest growing religion, far outdistancing whatever is in second place. Are you following so far? Faith, being the king. To the roof. Its temples, his analogy is perfect. Its temples are the great stadiums that are sacred ground to many. Sites of weekend pilgrimages. Its priests are in the zebra stripes. Its gods wear their names on the back of their jerseys. Its liturgy is fan chants, and its sacrifices are the vast amounts of money that fans pay for tickets and team gear. Boom. And this guy's a football fan. He'll say it. He's like, it was like going to church and give you like a ton of bricks. We all wear our blue painted faces. We go to the team. We play. We come back to church. It's like it never happened. It is there, folks. And the Seventh-day Adventist, it's raw. It's Christianity, period. We're obsessed. And this isn't just football. It's
any sport.
Any sport. Not just that. Video games. Movies. Keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Really? We don't have the time. I have a God who's jealous for me, and he says, you've got someone else in front of me. It's like your spouse. And you're spending more time with someone else than your spouse. Boom. Hit you hard. It can't be that way. He goes on. But the God of the pigskin is the only entertainment deity. How about the world of celebrities? The tabloids you go into Walmart, the front aisles they're there for a reason, folks. Bye. Ooh, Angelina Jolie just split up again with Brad Pitt. Waste your time. Incredible amount of attention that people devote to showbiz couples and activities. We have celebrities who are famous for being movie or TV music stars. Then we have people who are famous simply for being famous. Fans are transfixed by the daily life of Kim Kardashian. Yeah, there it is. And the struggles of Lindsay Lohan. This book was a while ago. Celebrity news publications often dominate the magazine aisle, filled with pictures of celebrities doing things like going to the grocery store or taking the dog for a walk. I take my dog for a walk. I had one. How come I'm not on the newspaper? I'm a celebrity. Some celebrity dies, he's all over the news. Hey, I gotta know why he died. Where is he? He's not there. And he goes on and on and on. And I can't help but imagine, are we this way? Have we done what Israel did at the base of the mountain and forgot? We forgot. And we've married to someone else, like what happened when the Midianite women came into the Israelite camp. Ooh, here we go. Let's go on with women who were Midianites. And all the men were duped. And what happened? They were struck down. Predators were struck down. You can't do that. You cannot serve two gods, the Bible says. It's not done wrong. He says he's jealous. He says visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children of the third and fourth generation of the hating. However, pause. Here's the balance of this statement. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thousands. There's a contrast. There's a contrast there. Everybody's guilty. We're all guilty. Put my own self in shoes in this part. Social media. Woo. Social media. Ha. My wife and I took a week fast of social media, Facebook, Instagram, because it was on Twitter, Snapchat. Oh, there was a difference. We noticed a difference immediately. There was more peace in the house. There was more time to do things. I'm like, wow. All those 5 minutes, 5 minutes, add up quick. And we have to wonder, are we distracted with these gods? The devil's working behind the scenes. He was working behind the scenes with Israel. Moses is not here. Psst, psst, psst. Where is he? Forget about the thunder, lightning at the top and the shaking mountain. That's gone. I know you heard all the rules, guys. Hey, let's make a golden calf now. Oh, sure. Let's do it. And they did. But I have to say that I'm not any better. Paul tells us that Israel's example was given to us that we didn't do the same things. And yet, as guilty as they are. And one of the biggest reasons why is because I have this book right here. It tells me every detail of what they went through. And why it happened, what made it happen. And they're without excuse. And I had to take a very good look at my own life. And I still am. This is a struggle. Share a story with you real briefly here. And the other guy who I know on campus, he shared something with me very personally. And the battle is real, folks. It's not just food is another addiction. Another idol is food. And not just because of eating. We seem to be obsessed with food. Food Channel, Food Network, Food Cook this. How many ways can you cook a pork? 500 different ways to cook a lamb. And there's a cultural obsession. It goes back to Matthew 24, where God Christ said to the disciples, they were eating and drinking. They were marrying, giving into marriage. We're obsessed with stuff. Marriages. Come on. Wedding shows. Boom, boom, boom. Fashion. Big. Deities, gods, all over the place. The God of ideas. Paul encountered in his 1 Corinthians, I forgot where it was. Am I of Paul or am I of Apollos? Did I die for you? No, it's Christ. He's your God, not me. But I really like what a certain pastor says, and I'll stick with him. And his idea to stick with it, instead of just what Christ said in the book. And you examine what that guy said to the book. We have to use the filter. I'll use the analogy. It's like city water. I hate city water. You go to city water, that you're fortunate you live in the city and that's what you got. But we get filtered water. We go to the VM or go to Earth Fair and buy reverse osmosis or high alkaline water. They put that thing through a filter, folks. It's big. It's got like 7 layers in it, man. You put the nasty water through it, bam, it comes out fresh. The Bible's the same way. You got a television show you watch, ooh, comes out the back, it won't work. Falls out like a black gunk. Why? Because it ain't going to come out clean. It doesn't pass the Philippians 4 test. Whatever things are clean, just, true, virtuous, of good report, think on these things. There's a filter right there. And this is black, they come in blue color too. But the point is, you have to examine your life. and ask God, have I made the golden calf? Have I done that? No, I'm not better than somebody else. I'm as guilty as the day is blue. The sky is blue, excuse me. And the clouds are white, and the grass is green. I'm the same dude. I'm as guilty as anybody else. And you have to examine your life in the lens of God's Word. But you have to examine also the 10 Commandments of 10 promises. There are 10 promises. And that first few right there, I am the Lord your God, it's thank you. Remember the New Testament says about baby Jesus, unto us, a child is born, unto us, a son is given. He's mine. And you got to take that personally. Christ is mine. He's yours, not just corporately, but individually. And so when we come and think about that, Lord, examine me. What is the idol in my life? And like Moses gets down the mountain, throws the 10 Commandments down, grind it to powder and drink it out. Sometimes we have to face the results, right, of the wrong thing done. You think of King David and his son, wrong thing. They had to face the consequences of making a bad mistake. They had a choice. And sometimes those idols come with bad results. And like the grinding with the cow and the powder, you get sometimes. Lord, wash it up. But the God also has mercy. He says, I have mercy on 1,000 livings that love me and keep my commandments.
Amen.
Doesn't mean we're not going to mess up sometimes. You do. You do. But we have an advocate, Christ Jesus, the right of the Father. Amen. Yes, so there's a balance here. But Kyle Eidelman, I'm not going to read the whole section, more sections that he added there. He hit the nail on the coffin. And he's not an Adventist. And he examines meticulously all of these areas in Christianity. Christianity is obsessed. The devil has taken us away. Our minds are distracted by these things. And they have their proper place. Right? You can take anything good, food, tacos. You take me to a real Mexican restaurant, I'm good. I'll give you my buddy for years. Decades. Guy took me to the Mexican restaurant, it was great. Took me to wherever, Robert, I love food. But if you've eaten 10 Snickers bars, you have this problem. If you've eaten one or a few, okay. I remember Rick, I should have started you too. At the Northern League Conference, evangelist Rick Coons, he says, I used to eat a tub of ice cream weekly. A tub, not the happy ones, a tub. Yeah. The whole thing, my dude. He says, I would down half of it in one go. Wrong. He says, that had to stop. I left a picture with that one. And he's this tall, lanky, skinny dude. I'm thinking, where'd you put all that? Shoes. But he did. Food. It's got its right place. Entertainment has its right place. Entertainment isn't bad. Sport isn't bad. It's in the right context, the right purpose. We can't make it a God. Instead of like a little piece. Keep running. Chuck in Nashville. And he told me the story of how he used to run a singular race, marathon, every year on the same day for 5 or 6 or some odd years. And it was always on Saturday. And his mother said, you can't run on Saturday. What are you doing, boy? He said, I can just run a marathon, Mom, on Sabbath. But it's Sabbath. You can't run a full marathon on Sabbath. And it took him, he fought and he fought and he fought and realized I couldn't tell you the rest of the story. He was like, duh, I didn't get it. He says, but I had such an obsession with that running that I had to do it. And it became his plaque on his wall. It keeps his memento. I beat this race, I won this race, I won this race, I won this race. It becomes an obsession. The obsession, the God of achievement. Yes, it's there. The God of I have to win race a marathon, a day for 30 days, obsession. Hey, it's got it right, it's right place. Hey, a few marathons or whatever, you be the judge about it. But hey, it's a little too much. Yeah, it's healthy for you. Good grief. You're going to kill yourself of cardiac arrest. If you do 20 plus miles on a run, some people have. But balance in life. And it's my prayer because I search my own life about this. Lord, take the idols out of my life. We're given the promise in Ezekiel 36:25 that I will take you from the heathen. Notice the difference here, notice the analogy. I will take you from the heathen. Israel was taken from the heathen. And I will sprinkle clean water from you, make you clean, and I will clean you from all your idols, and all your filthiness will I purge you. That's a promise. God will do it. You ask him to recognize it in your own life. Lord, assures me. Point it out. I don't want anything in between you and me. Nothing. I don't have the answer. And it's my prayer that we search. You will have no other God before me. God's at war. Almost at any perspective. He is. And we have a work to do. A lot of work to do. In witnessing, that's a witness. In mission work. Good job. Sorry. Heavenly Father, tough to think about this. We think about idols in our lives. The devil consistently, year after year, thinks some new distraction. Something that actually may be good in and of itself. Take it to an extreme level. This is the motivating force of my life. This is why I live. Because I like to run marathons. Let's use it as an example. And so I blog about it. I post it on Facebook. I Instagram it. This is my modus operandi, and you tell us no. I am how you run. I am your God, and you are mine. Jesus, may you give us balance in our lives, in your spirit. And you search our hearts. Know the difference between good and evil, right and wrong. In Jesus' name I pray. Closing hymn, one of my favorite songs, 322, Nothing Between. Nothing between my soul and the Savior. None of this world in between. I have renounced all sin. Jesus is mine. There's nothing between. Nothing between my soul and the Savior. So that His blessed face may be seen. Nothing preventing the beast of restraint. Keep the way clear. There's nothing between. Nothing between my worldly pleasure. Habits of life, the lovers they sing. I'll set my heart for me ever set. There's nothing between. Nothing between my soul and the Savior. So that His blessing may be seen. Nothing preventing the least of His faith. Keep the way clear. There's nothing between. Nothing between our daily hearts. Oh, will not disagree. Watching with prayer and much of the night. Triumphant I say this, last stanza of that verse, keep the way clear, but nothing between. And that is my prayer from my heart, Lord. All of us here, Lord, we need to search our hearts, examine why we do the things that we do. The question is why? To glorify your name. Can it be a blessing to our fellow men? Or does it self-edify our own lives? Draw us closer to you. And you keep us safe, Lord, as we ponder these things today. In Jesus' name I'm asking. Amen.